right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Paycheck. Daily Paycheck. Good Lord. It's the coffee run. My God, I should know my own shows by now, right? Jeez. Maybe I should go to bed earlier. Get some better sleep. I'm going to get my other microphone on here because I'm going to be at the table later on. We're going to talk about the 5 and 9 in a little bit. It's going to be super fun. But let's get to it here today. Let's see. We are going to do another Battle Royale reminder. If you want to play the Battle Royale, or if you have an idea, please put battle in the text like this. So do battle, B-A-T-T-L-E, battle, Jacob from Wager Me This versus, I don't know, maybe the Dice Degen or something like that, right? Or not Degen, he already did it last. Maybe Jacob versus Fives, right? Whatever you want to see, you let me know. And we're gonna try and get the competitors together. I love the Battle Royale format. So anyway, if you want to see somebody do it, let's do it. Craps for the Cure 2024. Again, I'm going to Vegas in a couple of weeks. Not to gamble. I'm going out there for some meetings. I'm going to meet with guys at Casino Quest and with the casino about Craps for the Cure, about the venue, the timing, and all that kind of stuff. So try and put that together. I'll let you know more details on that. But on that note, Jeff has been rolling, obviously, and raising money already for the event. Joe from Craftsmaster Journey is doing that table build, which is awesome. He's putting the video. I mean, it's going to be like, that's going to be the thing. I think this year what we're going to do is we're not going to have a million little things to bid on. I really kind of want to have two big things. I want to have like what Brian did last year, like a cruise kind of a thing as one, and the Joe from Craftsmaster Journey custom built table as the second thing. And have that be what we bid on. Everything else will be straight donations. We'll have two big auction items, and that's it. We'll focus the attention on two things. I think that makes most sense than having a bunch of little tchotchkes like we did before. I think maybe 3 or 4, maybe Heavy and Bo will do a class again or something like that. But I don't want to have a lot of craziness. I want to have, a scoped list of things to bid on. It'll keep things a lot easier and it'll keep the show moving faster and that kind of thing. So anyway, there's that. The Shooters Tournament Finals, I will have updates for you. I'm typing in all the roles for that, so I haven't typed the roles in yet for it. But I will, and I'll give you the stats as we head into the final four here soon. And again, I remind you, keep the Robinsons in your prayers. I said this on Joe's show today, say it on my show every day. Please keep them front and center, everybody. They need it. They need it. And we can't do anything for them other than keep them up front and center. And I want Ed to know that they're still with us. You know what I mean? It's a soul crushing thing. And I just want them to know every day that we're lifting them up. So just throw it in the chat, please. Just more prayers for Ed and the family. AZ Crap Shooters, it was not set to private. I don't know. I will check and see what happened to it. Yeah, it was a good one. We did the one count. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about it. Let's actually move ahead. And I'll come back to the other. We did the one count today. I want to talk about the one count with you. This is an interesting thing. We won today. I did the drawdown from $3,200. We bought it for $5,500. The drawdown was $3,200, which means I could have failed and still had enough money to play the 2,100 salute, which is awesome. That's actually great. I think about that in terms of like the regular, at a 550 buy-in, I could do a 320 across drawdown. And if it doesn't work, I can still go out there at 204 across and make the money back that way. It's kind of cool to have it work with both systems, but we did it today. It was kind of easy. So far for the month, we're up $4,000, which is fine. And the totals so far, we're up 26,000. So we're inching our way towards another level. We'll be at $40,000 by weekend, maybe, right? We'll see. So there's that. I want to talk about something though, and I did this today. I'm going to go back a screen here. I did this today. We did the one count, and I'm not a believer in these wait to play things, right? You know that, right? You know that when your rolls are exposed, whether it's the come out roll, the roll after the come out, 2 rolls later, 5 rolls later, it doesn't matter. 1/6 of the time that you're exposed, you're going to get whacked. That's just the way that the math works. However, the one count does have this advantage to it where you don't have to sit and spin for the PSOs and the one hitters, right? And I was looking at the cruise ship rolls, and I'm going to share my screen here real quick with you. Let me share my screen. Let me do this. I think you can see that. Okay, this is the cruise ship thing, right? Remember, I showed you the cruise ship chart, right? We had 104 people people, not right. We're at 42% of our rolls were 2 to 5. And I'm like, God, those 2 to 5 rollers, you're making nothing. Matter of fact, if you're doing something like the Dallas drawdown, you're burning 104 out of 250 times. And I'm like, man, that's a lot. That's a high, and this is again a higher percentage than it should be. But even so, that's a lot of burn. And if this is 320 across, right? You're burning 320 across 104 times and only making $100 this many times. There's no way that would have worked on the cruise ship. And I'm like, man, let's take a look at what it would have been like to have skipped these rolls, right? You can't skip them in advance because you don't know they're coming. But what you can do is say, I'm going to wait at least one roll for a shooter to not PSO on me, or at least one box number so I don't get the one-hit wonders. And then I'll go in, and if I get ripped, fine, I get ripped, whatever. But let's take a look at what would have happened. If I do the drawdown, look at this here. So here is, and again, look at these rolls, right? You're looking at like the hand length. So the column on the left here is showing you like a 6 roller, a 9 roller, a 3 roller, a 4 roller, whatever, right? So here is, if you're working to come out, you're making it. If you're not working to come out, you still make it. If you one count it, you still make it. That happens sometimes. Sometimes though, this person had a 9 roller, but they had a come out 7. Burn me for 320. You don't go back in when you get burned in that strategy. So you gotta kind of suck tailpipe here, right? And the person who wasn't working the come out missed the come out 7, got their 2 hits, and the one hit and the one counter, of course, got their hits. There's times in here where like the person working the come out got a hit on a 3 roller, like set a point, never got a number. This person here on not working the point gets their 1 hit, and the person who on the 1 count doesn't even play, right? Because it was the 3 hitter, never got to play. So this is probably a case where the 3 rolls were like set a point, horn number, and then you're 7ing out. That you're missing out on that roll here by not playing it. So I'm looking like we're dodging bullets here. Look at the difference, guys. 258 people shot the dice. This is again Jen's rolls tracking. And look at the bottom. I'll get to the bottom. If you would have been working the come out on the Dallas drawdown, you would have lost $4,000 by working the come out, because that's how many come out 7s there were, or shooters that had a come out 7. That's ridiculous, right? If you're just working the puck, let the come out roll happen, let a point happen, and try for your 2 hits. Minus $1,400. If you did a 1 count and then did your 2 hits, you would have made $10,000. Let that sink in for a minute, right? And that's just skipping a bunch of rolls that were shitty rolls and making $100, $100. All these people, you're making $100. Yeah, you're burning 320 a few times in there because you get, bad rolls. This is a 5 roller where the guy never hit a number, right? He set a point and had a bunch of horn numbers, and you're going to burn sometimes, but the 1 count not only saves you from all that hassle, but good Lord, it profits like crazy. And I'm like, maybe that's, I know it's gambler's fallacy. There's no math to support it. I know that. However, I'm looking at that number going, man, dodging all those bullshit bullets at the 2 hitters and the 3 hitters, there might be something to that. And, if you look at the dice, let me come back to the other screen. If you look at the dice in terms of the totality of rolls, like if John and Greg and JR and Ian all roll back to back to back to back to back, and you just looked at the rolls that happened, the math does not support playing that way. However, if you look at the shooter named Ian, I'll let him not PSO me, and then I'll bet on him. And then the shooter named Greg, I'll let him not PSO on me, and then I'll bet on him. Look at the difference in totals there. Now, again, it's a small sample size. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this into WinCraps with my 10,000 rolls from the daily paycheck shows and see if this theory holds true. Just let them get past the PSO before you bet. Just dodge the 1 bullet that's the biggest possible bullet and see it happen. And JR says, this is great. I'm now more misinformed. That's awesome. Yeah. And Greg is right. Let me actually put this up. I want to go back to that screen again. This is interesting. Greg says, so by the chart, go back over here. So you're looking at this page here. Yes. So you've got 60 whatever percent or 42% failed to get to 5. So 6 rolls or more, okay, is the difference there. So it's 38% or 58% of the rolls get over six or more rolls. That's all that is. It's not a lot. And Greg's right. This is why pressers are doomed. If you're going to just purely go out there and press, this is why potentially you're doomed. Why, right? They say right-siders all die broke. This is the reason why that happens, because most of the rolls are horrible. Most rolls are horrible, as you can see here. Now, this is, again, higher than it should be. This was a variant on the cruise ship where we had way more come out sevens or way more short rolls than you ought to. This number here is going to be normally about in the 30% range. But regardless of that, this is a telling stat. And actually the 11 to 20, they're the 11 plus, which is where you make your money as a presser. If you're there to press your bets, you're only getting 43, 55, 59 of the 258 rollers. So basically 200 shooters did not get you profit on pressing. Most of the shooters either took your money or in the 6 to 10 range, you got even and maybe like 10, 15 bucks or one bet ahead. The lion's share of the time you're not getting here. It's a very telling stat. When you look at like 250 shooters is not law of big numbers big, but it's enough of a sample size to go, damn, like that should be an eye opener, right? So you devise ways to avoid this. How do you avoid it? You just don't play, right? And Jay says, "Oh, you're now more misinformed." That's awesome. And like I said, I know it's gambler's fallacy, right, to say that the one count matters. However, dodging the ones or the PSOs and the one hit wonders, if you can dodge 100% of those never happen to you, then you're going to live only in this world, right? Which is kind of interesting. Anyway, it doesn't. I don't know if it matters. If it matters in the long run, I'm going to do some stuff to kind of just put some numbers to it and see, the what if game that I love playing. I know the what if game is kind of dumb, but I love playing it, right? This is why I have a show. I love playing what if all day long. To me, it's like I derive joy from driving people crazy that know that this doesn't work, right? The math folks know this is stupid, but it's fun. It's fun for me to look at that and go, oh, what if, anyway, here we go. Let's jump in and talk through the 5 and the 9. And again, your daily reminder about keeping your goals at front, having a strategy to play for your win, right? And this is going to be a hyper pressing day, right? We're going to look today at ways to press hard, right? Ways to press hard on the 5 and 9. And again, I think the strategy of that, as you can see, you don't get that option very often. Most of the time, you're not getting past roll 10, right? Again, in that example, 58 times out of 250 or 56 times out or 54 times out of 258, you got past roll 10. That should tell you something. But when that does happen, right? And sometimes in those early rolls, you get 3 or 4 9s, right? So playing those things with a good mindset, I think can set you up for success. So let's take a look at the 5 and 9 today and ways that I'm not going to get past the 4 and 10 screen. This is from yesterday, so sorry about that. The 5 and 9, know your odds on the 5 and 9. Okay, let's go to the table here actually, and I'm going to jump into that because I think it's a better view. Give me a second here to change my screen to see the table. Hold on one second. So the table with Keynote camera right. Let's put a light on it, and let's actually put the better microphone on so you can hear me. Let's switch. Bam. There we go. All right. Let's look at the 5 and 9. And again, you have 4 ways to win on the 5 and 9. You have 6 ways to lose. So again, we'll do the probability thing again. And here it is. You have 4 ways, the greens, to win. You get the 5 and the 4 and the 5, the 6, 3, the 3, 6. And that's it. That's your 4 ways. You have to lose, though, you have your 6 ways to roll the 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways to get planked on a 7. That means that there's, again, calculating probabilities and odds are a little different. Okay. You have 4 to 6 or 3 to 2 disadvantage. That's your probability, right? Or the odds, right? The odds or the probability of winning against the 7 is 4 out of 10. Remember how we calculate this, right? There's 10 outcomes that we care about. 4 out of 10 are good. You have a 40% chance to beat the 7 with a 9 or a 5. 40% chance to beat the 7, although you're a 3 to 2 underdog. If you add the 5 into it, now you have 8 ways to beat the 7. 8 ways to win, 6 ways to lose. That bumps the probability of winning to 57%. Here, you bet them both. You have an advantage, a winning advantage to beat the 7 at least once. Okay, that's your problem. You got to know that. Again, going into any of these betting schemes, you have to know what your probabilities are to win or lose. Okay, that's an important bit to it. The next thing I want to talk about here is this. Let's go over and change the numbers here. Is some press and play strategies. All right, pressing and playing is interesting on the 5 and 9 because here's the thing: the 5 and 9 have like the worst house edge of the box numbers. They're one of the worst house edges that you have up here. But if you play them smartly, you can do okay. And I'm going to show you a move that's kind of the basis for everything that I do with the 5 and 9. And I think it was originated by Mel Lumho from Craps Hawaii, but made famous, I think, by Gary G Money over at Hawaii Crap Shooters. They call it the G Money Special. I've been calling it that. Maybe Mel gets the original credit, but here's how it works. It works at every increment of $10. It works at all the even number levels, but I'm going to show you a couple of ways to make this work and why this is such a, in my mind, a special move. Okay, here we go. At a $10, I'll do just the 9. At a $10 9, okay, it pays 14 bucks. So you're going to power press a little bit here. The first move here might be a little power press. And watch what happens here. You take this 14 bucks, you would drop $1 from your rack to make it an even 15. Okay, 15 plus 10 is 25. That's a full press on the first one, right? Taking no money to your rack. This is going to be a little bit of a contrast to the standard play. Here we go. When that hits, though, it pays 35 bucks. Guess what? There's your money back. Bet's paid for and 50 bucks to the rack. The cap on that payment is exactly what you went in for, which is a nice thing. And this works at a bunch of levels. I like that play because if I want to be in and out in 2 hits on the number, I'm out. I'm out with a good, like right home to mom about profit. From 10 to 50 in the rack is a beautiful thing, right? I love that move. Now, at a $10 bet though, there's lots of ways to start playing the 5 and 9, right? Obviously the standard way is 15 for 1. Take 15 bucks back to your rack for $1. And on the first hit, you're covered. Right? The first hit, you got your money back. You got a little tiny bit of profit over there. And now you can pull the next time that hits, you start that move, right? I like the 5 and 9 when I'm playing careful. First hit, collect. Then I do these moves, right? The moves I'm going to show you today are to be done after you've got your money back, or if you're already in a position from other bets where your bets are all paid for. These are kind of your aggressive press moves, but that's a simple way to get your money back. Now, watch the 5 and 9 here as I build this thing up. We're going to go, and let me show you, actually, I'll show you that G Money move at the next level, the $20 level, because watch this. At 20, it pays 28. If you were to drop $2 from your rack, 28, now it's 30 plus 20, that bet goes to 50 bucks. You go, oh my God, you pressed all the way to 50 bucks on the first hit. Yes, I did, sir, because 50 pays 70. And just like before, the cap of the payment is your original $20 bet. You're back to 20 and you've got $100 in profit. The little G Money flip right there, the small power press, the second hit, you're back playing at the same level you started at, and you've racked, in this case, from 20 bucks, you've racked 100 bucks in 2 hits. The 5 and 9, that acceleration of those bets is really cool. And that's why I love that move so much. Knowing that it works this way, right? Your next bet could be another increment of 20. Now, when I play the G Money flip, I do this. I go from 20, I pull the 100 back, I go to 40. So I'm actually racking 80 bucks, okay? And in reality, I'm racking this. There's $20 in reds. That's back in the rack, and I'm really taking 60 bucks as profit, right? Playing at 40. 40 pays 56, okay? If you were to drop 5, that bet goes from 40 to 100. The 100 pays 140. And again, the cap is what you started with, 40, and 2 black chips come back. Notice how we're bringing back 2 greens and then 2 50s. Now we're bringing back 200s. Every time you pull that little power press move and you repeat the bet, right, it doubles up from underneath the cap. It's a wonderful thing. I love that move because you basically come out 40 to 100 rack 200, and now your next bet is 80. You're not like staying out there at crazy levels. It's a pretty cool way to smoke the 5 and 9. Now, if you want to be aggressive, and this is one of my other moves that I'll do that really kind of capitalizes on a run of 5s or 9s. And I've seen Joe this morning had like, I think 6 9s or something like that, right? Let's do it from the $20 level. I'll show you from $20. Okay, there's the $20 9. I want you to watch this move in play. 20 pays 28. Okay, we drop $2 and take it to 50. That's the same move as before. The same move. Okay, go to 50. That's hit number 1. I'll log the hits back. Hit number 1, you go to there. You do this power press. Hit number 2. When hit number 2 of the 9 comes in, that's going to pay, as we know, $70. Okay, what you're going to do in hit number 2 is take this $20 back to your rack. Now that bet is paid for. Okay, you got your money back. So this is a free move right here. Free home run. Matter of fact, we're going to make it look like a black chip. Okay, when the black chip hits number 3, hit number 3, it pays $125, $140. Okay, you take the $40 back to your rack. Now what you've got, if I take it back as greens actually, or reds, now I've got my initial 20 and I've got 2 more bullets. I can try this move 2 more times for free, or you can say, there's the 5, there's the 9, and I have an extra free chance at it, right? By that third hit, okay, you're going to press that, by the way. By the third hit, you've got 3 more cracks at it. Money back in the rack, 2 more cracks, and you're at massive level, right? 200, if the 9 happens to hit that 4th time, the magical number, it pays 280, 275, 280, okay? If you want to, take that extra bullet that you earned and drop it out there. 280 plus 20 is 300, plus the 200 that you had out there is a purple chip. So 4 hits to collect a purple chip on the 9, starting at $20. Okay, the 5 and 9 can accelerate so quickly and give you your money back, which I just love that part of it, right? But let's put it back where it was. Okay, we had 200 that pays 280. Okay, if you want it to be a degenerate, you can put that out there and make it look like 350, right? And bring back this T-Rex. Now you've got your money back, 2 more cracks at it for free, and profit of 130 locked. And you've got 350 out here. And you know, if you happen to get the magical run of 6 9s, 350 pays 500 for 10, right? It pays 490. Drop $10, you can bring a nickel back, right? And there it is, right? So on that third hit, you can totally, or the 4th hit, you can totally get that purple chip on your own from $20, right? Super aggressive, cool way to play the 9, right? Or the 5. I love that one as far as a hyper aggressive play. Now, there are other things we can do that are a little less aggressive on the 5 and 9. Let's get these all reset. I'm going to go back to a $10 bet, right? And play it for the masses, right? $10. First hit pays $14. I do like to go to 25, but you can just as easily take the $14 to your rack, okay, and do a single unit press. Go to $15 with it and take back 9. Now you got your money back. Essentially, your money's back. You've got the $9. You're $1 into the hand, into the number. That's going to pay 21. 15 pay, and at $15 table, this might be the move. 15 pays 21. Okay, you can take the $1 back, and now you're clean. Money's back. Jack the whole thing up here, which makes that 9 look like $35. Why is 35 a magical number? Because the next one pays 50 for 1. Right? When you get to $35 on the 5 and 9, you're getting those 50 for 1 payments. I love to get to the $35 level. If I'm low rolling it, if I'm not going to be hyper aggressive, I love going from 10 to 15, 15 to 35, and then 50, and then you can just rack $50 from here to the end. Sit here, just collect 50 for 1, 50 for 1, 50 for 1, and let this thing just kind of generate income for you instead of leaving a bunch of money out there. Easy way to play it, right? I love getting to color change when I can. From a $10 bet, again, that $14 payment, right? You can do a simple half press, and the half press gets you there too. So check it out. 10 pays 14, go to 15, get your money back. 15 pays 21, put 10 on it, rack 11. And that's hit, again, that's hit, we'll log them, that's hit number 2. On hit number 2, you're at that great $25 level, right? On hit number 3, 25 pays 35, rack a quarter, go to 35. Now you're at the 50 for 1 stage. So you've pulled back your initial bet, 25 in profit, plus another 10 bucks. So you actually got, I'll do it like this. You got 40 bucks in profit. Okay. Actually, we'll put the $10 here. You got 25, 29 in profit, but every subsequent hit pays 50 for 1. And again, 50 for 1. Every hit after the third hit, just bring back 50 bucks. You don't gotta, you can stop pressing there. You can stop pressing right here. It's a good number. $35 is a great number to stop pressing at. And again, from a $10 bet, 10 to 15, 15 to 25, 25 to 35, and you start racking money, right? You don't have to press to purple. Now, somebody who's more aggressive, like I showed you earlier, may get that thing to purple while you're sitting here getting 50 bucks. That's okay. They're going to get to purple once a week. You're going to get the $35 almost every single day, right? There's just a time and money factor on that. And there it is. There's some ways I like to play the 5 and 9. I think, like I said, from a $10 bet, I'll repeat that. 10 to me goes to 15 with 9 change. Hit 1. Hit number 2 pays $21. Again, make it a quarter and rack. There's your money back with a quarter bet and $10 in profit. That's a great place to be on hit number 2. And hit number 3 again, he goes to 35. Now you've got $35 in profit. Get your money back in the rack, and you're making 50 bucks every single time. Easy way to play the 9 and 5, right? Getting to here is a big goal for me, right? If you want to be a little bit more quick to a color change, you can do it like this. Let's go 10 bucks out there again. And again, 10 pays 14. You can press the reds and keep the whites, right? You got half of your money back, and now you're at a $20 bet. 20 is important because 20 does pay in a new color. It pays $28. Matter of fact, I like to do 30 for 2. 30 for 2. Exchange the whites, and now I'm out with profit. I got a $20 bet here. Matter of fact, you want to pull this back to 10? That's a good regression, right? A nice, easy regression, 20 for 2. Look at that, 20 for 2, down to a $10 bet. Here's your initial money back. You got $32 locked in profit. $5 table, that actually can pay for an across bet, right? 5 and 9 are very versatile. I know the house edge on these things sucks, but it's super versatile, right? If you're going to start that bet at a quarter, right, you get there quicker, right? Your first idea from a quarter, right? Pays 35, goes to 35, take a quarter back. Your money's back, and your next one is 50 for 1. Like right away, you're at the 50 for 1 level. Second hit in, 50 for 1, right? Rinse and repeat all day long. The 5 and 9, I think, are super cool. And like I showed you yesterday, the 4 and 10, when you're taking that bet and you're flipping, right? You can be out of each of these things in 2 hits and pay for themselves and potentially their sisters in a couple of hits. That's why I like the outsides way better than the 6 and 8. The 6 and 8, as we'll see tomorrow, they hit more often, but they take so long to build up into something meaningful. It's hard to get a 6 or an 8 from 12 bucks to 42, where it's paying 50 for 1. The 5 and 9, 2 hits and you're there. It's very easy to get those things to getting paid 50 for 1. These things here take an extra hit because the payout is so small. Anyway, there it is. There's a look at the 5 and 9. I think, like I said, they're probably my favorite numbers to play. I really love the 5 and 9 plays because you can get rolling and up so freaking quick. I love it, right? I really love the purple chip version of that, right? Let's go back and do that one more time, just because it's so damn cool. And you can do it from $10 too, right? But let's do a $10 perfect flip, right? Here we go, $10. We'll do 15 for 1, okay? Full press to 25. Okay, again, 25 pays 35. That was hit 2. So hit 1, got 25, hit 2, pays here. Money back in the rack, $50 bet. On hit number 3, it pays 70 bucks. I'll take the The red's back. Now I got my money back. I have 2 more free cracks at $10. I got a $100 bet out here. Right, and that fourth hit pays 140, 125, 140. And bam, I got 250 bucks essentially out of this hand. From a $10 bet, I'm at 250 in just that quick of a time. It doesn't take much to get you there. You've seen this happen many, many times. How many times have you seen 4, 5s, and 9s crushed at a table? Even from $10, you're bringing back multiple black chips in just a few rolls. That aggressive play on the 5 and 9 is there for you if you're willing to take it. And again, I would say this, like I say all the time, don't do what I just showed you until you're out, right? That's an aggressive move that you make once you've got yourself kind of paid for, right? Waylon says press both of them, right? Easy to do that too, right? Very easy to press them both. Again, from 10 bucks. 10 bucks, it takes a hot minute to get there because you're only getting a little bit of juice. But if you're out there at like 20 or 15 bucks on a $15 table, 15 on each, pays $21, right? Look at this, bam. They both go to a quarter in one move. They're both at a quarter, right? They both, either one would pay 35 bucks. You could still sister press, or whatever either one of them hits, just give the cap, take the quarter. If that pays 50 bucks, right? Make them both look like 50, take back the 10. Either one of those hits at 70, right? They can both go, or you can say 75 for 5 and take that back to your rack and do it that way. Sister pressing works really good. Again, you're slowing your rate of growth, and you're slowing what's coming into your rack when you sister press. It just takes longer to do, but the money is easy. There's no white chips to play with. It's a very simple press to come through. And you've seen the Hawaiian crap shooters do the split the sisters thing too, right? Again, also an easy play. If you take either one of them at 25 bucks, that pays $35, you can bring them both down and get them both out there for half. Get them both out there for 10 bucks. And look where you are, right? You started out with 40. It's back. You got 50 in profit, and you got 2 table minimum bets. You can just play to the ceiling. Simple, right? Again, 5 and 9, highly versatile. The house edge sucks, but the versatility of those bets, to me, gives you a ton of options. And when you're building a strategy, you got to think about that kind of stuff. So let's go back over here. When you're building out a way to play, again, you think about, when are you going to make that move? When does that move happen for you? Right? When you're even in the hand, when you're even on the number. Again, same bet the number and then start that kind of stuff. I never judge you for that, right? But you want to get wicked aggressive, the 5 and 9, because of the way that they pay, make it easy. Just like the 4 and 10 makes it easy to get aggressive. You can make some big money, right? If you want to put the pedal down once you're at a safe spot. And I think the 5 and 9 kind of lend themselves to it. So there's a couple of ways to do that. I hope that's helpful to you, right? It's like remembering how much you can do with those 2 numbers once you're out of your hand and you're easy to go. Let's see. Before you win, it's your money. Let's go. I'm actually going to go to the questions because there's probably some good stuff in here. Let's see. Go to questions and answers. So Lee says, before you win, it's your money. After you win, it's your money. It's never house money. I hate the word house money. I really do. I think I did a whole video on that once. And I think I said this once before. Didn't I say this once before about the house money? Let me actually run. I want to show this to you. I'm going to go back here. I want to make this point as clear as I can, because this is an important thing. I think I said this back when I was doing the Gambling 101 series, but this is an important thing to remember about pressing. And I think this is why craps pressing is way more commonplace than other games. And it's because the dealers control your money, right? No other game do the dealers control your money but craps. So you're out there for a $10 9, right? When they pay you the 14, let's just say it's 15 for 1, right? 15 for 1. When they pay you that, they give you just your winnings back, right? And it's easy to say, well, it's already out there, drop another nickel on it. And you're giving up your winnings. If instead they did this, 15 for 1, and all your money comes back to your rack. That's really what's happening, right? In blackjack, they give you your money and you have all your money in front of you. In baccarat, you win, all your money's in front of you. In roulette, you win, all your money gets right in front of you. Then you make your next betting decision from there. In craps, they don't give you back your money. They leave it out here for convenience's sake, and the dealer controls your cash. If they did this and gave it to you, it's not house money, it is your money. Would you say, okay, take all my money and put it back out there? Like, that's what pressing actually is. Okay, cool. You win $35. Great. $35 for you. Good. Awesome. That's actually a quarter. You win $35. Great. Here it all is. You go, cool. That's awesome. You know what? Screw it. Put $50 out there. Would you do that? Like, that's what craps get you sucked into. It's why pressing in this game is so easy and so fraught with problems, because we tend to disassociate ourselves with our money. And that, I think, is what Lee's point is. I think it's an important thing to realize. We tend to forget that what's out there is ours. And if they actually gave it to you, you probably wouldn't put it back out there again like we do in these pressing shows, right? That's, I think, the biggest difference between craps and every other game in the casino. I hope that makes sense, right? Let's see. PC, why would you want growth to the rack over putting more money on the table? Why would anybody? Are you being sarcastic? I'm assuming. Again, there are times where the Purple Chip Express makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You're already up. You've got your win goal achieved. You got decent bet on the 5 or 9. Shooter's in the middle of a good roll. Take the shot, right? Take the shot at it because you can get a purple chip out of it, right? Versus bringing money back. That's 1, 2, 3 hits before you make the collect. That's a tough way to play. Don't recommend doing that out of the gate. But on the runs where it happens, that's a cool way to have a great story to tell, right? And make some money. But again, don't do it from the start. That's why I keep saying don't do it from the start. Let's see. Do we have to have the Horiel house money issue again? The time saver? Sure it is. This is a time saver. But reminder, it's yours. You got to remember that it's yours. And I think people forget that. And I think that, like I say, craps is just this, it's the one game where they're controlling your money for you. It's just so easy to leave it sit there, So that's a thing. What else do we have? What's my priority? My priority is always, you know me, I'm get on, get over, get in, right? I'm baseball, right? I get even first, then I take some money off the table, and then I go. That's my pattern. It's a pattern for me. The pattern for me, by the way, doesn't always work, right? And I'm going to show you. Let me go back to the other screen. Let me go back to the screen share thing, right? The pattern for me doesn't always work, and here's why, right? I'm looking to get out of the hand in 2 or 3 rolls, right? I want to either take 2 collects and be out of the hand if I'm doing a regression, or 3 collects if I'm going to same bet. Well, look at this. 40% of the time, I didn't get out of the hand, okay? But when I do get out of the hand, the next 79 times, right, I'm looking to make my profit. I'm looking to say, okay, I'm out there for 64. I got 64 back. I'm going to make $50. Now I've got my money back, right? I've got my profit goal for that shooter. Now I will let it sit out there and run asunder, right? We'll do our craziness after that. That's my particular pattern. And that's me personally. Do I recommend that you all players play that way? Not necessarily, but I'll tell you what, when I have a chance to go for it, I will go for it every time. But my chance to go for it means money's back in my rack that I started with, profit level that I'm satisfied with in the rack. Then I go, you have permission to play, right? Sometimes that's roll 12 when that happens, right? On a 25 roller, I only get 12 rolls from that point forward to really play hard with. It's a limiting factor for me, but as a right side player, when I play the right side, I'm giving myself those guardrails to step myself up. That's the way I do it, Skill. I think everybody else has their own. Some people just say, screw it. Put the money out there and just let it fly every single time and burn the $64 every single time until they win the 500. My brain won't allow that. Your brain, I know, won't allow that, right? So there it is. Let's see. Those are slick betting moves to make a change. Yeah, these are all slick for sure. I think they're slick. Mark the Point says, let it fly. Waylon says, be satisfied, right? Whatever it is. Like I said, take your profit. Every time you got profit, it's a miracle. Like you got to remember that, right? Every profit is a miracle. There you go. All right, I'm out. It's time to go to work. 10 of 9. So, let's see. A quick announcement, by the way. I think I said it on the other show. Tomorrow, regular set of shows. Thursday and Friday, no shows. Thursday morning, I have interviews at 7 and 8. So no shows Thursday. Friday, we're going to be out of town. So I'll unable to do a show on Friday. So this is it. Tomorrow's the last day. Tomorrow, I'll do the 6 and 8. Same betting stuff for 6 and 8 tomorrow. And we'll hit it hard. And then I'll take a long weekend. I'll see you back here on next Monday. That's it. Have a good one. God bless y'all. And again, keep the Robinsons in your prayers. And with that said, I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.